We'll be trying to trade live using some of the most common trading strategies for forex traders, one after the other. That's rate in real time now after trading live to see if these strategies are worth using or dumping. That's plainly if it's profitable or not profitable. And the first that we'll be looking at for today would just be our trend line. And a lot of traders use trend lines because it has a unique ability to map out the dynamic push or drop of the market. So it just makes life a lot easier for a lot of traders. And we'll be trying to test that out now to see if we can make profits using it or if we're going to lose our capital. All right. Okay. So we actually have number 200. Let me just quickly show you this. So you just see that this account is looking very clean. And if I should open that, you can easily see the broker that we are using here, right? You can just see the broker looking very nice. Okay. Let me just click on that. So you can see that, right? So this is the broker that we are using. And then this is actually the amount of our capital, right? So that everything is actually clean. And if you want to use this broker, the link is in the description box. So you can see this account. Let me just show you this once again. It's actually looking clean. So let's test this now. All right. So our trend line, right? Good. Now, the very first thing I want to do is go on my daily time frame. Then I want to just plot out my trend line to see the major stuff, right? All I'm using is just my trend line. Right, good. So I mapped it out. I see that this stuff is pushing towards the top using my trend line only, right? Now I go on my 4 hours time frame and then I just map this stuff out to make sure it's very, very much accurate. Now I dropping into my 15 minutes time frame and let me just map out this again from around this range. And then what do I notice? I notice that it's continuing a push towards the top like this on a normal dynamic form, right? Very good. Now, what do I do now? I can now drop down again. But before that, let me just map out my trend line again, yeah? So I can be very sure, right? Now, let's go to our 5 minutes. Okay, from our 5 minutes time frame now, we can map out another trend line. All we're using are just trend lines, right? So at the top here. And now what do I notice? I notice that it's playing towards the top and towards the bottom just like this, right? Good. Okay, so what can I do now? I can easily still drop down now to my 1 minute time frame because I just want this video to be very short. Okay, now what are we having? Now I just want to map this stuff out again from my 1 minute time frame, just my trend line again, so that now everything is visible. All I'm waiting for now is for it to hit my trend line, and then I'm expecting a push towards the top. So let's wait for that. Okay, let's just wait for that. Okay, let me just use 0.1 for a start. Now, by the way, I'm using unlimited leverage, right? So I can stock in more positions than usual. So I want this stuff to drop down and I'm in. Just good. Okay, so that's it. Now I can just stock in some trades here, guys. Remember, I'm using unlimited leverage, so that's why I'm able to stock in more trades. And if you want to use the broker, of course, the link is in the description box. Feel very free to use it. Okay, so this is what I'm having currently around the spot. Okay, good. It still looks like it wants to drop, but it has hit my trend line. I might just see maybe what happened before, but let's see. This is what we're having currently, right? We're still in red. Okay, it's fine, still good. Okay, now it dropped down a little bit, good. So just what it did before, right, is just happening again. So we don't have to complicate anything. So this can just be a stop loss, and then we are targeting just around this level as a maximum take profit level, and around this zone also. Let me just show you that. Good. So around this zone also, right? So all we just need to do now is we just wait, we chill, we wait, and see how this stuff actually goes. Nothing complicated again, just normal simple trend line, right? Good. Okay, so this is what we're having currently. This is just over 200 bucks. That's what we're having currently, and we can even easily leave this trade. You can see the movement towards the top, really sick and smooth, right? You can just see that, right? So it means that so far so good on our first try, hit a zone and then just push towards the top nicely from our trend line. So let's just leave this trade. If it drops below 200, I'm out. Oh, okay, maybe it's still pushing up. It's still pushing up. It's still pushing. This good. Okay, so now we're having over 400 bucks. Let's just continue again. That's our first trial. Now let's check it out again for the second time, right? So let's not conclude. Let's check it out again. Let's continue the test, right? Good. Now if we map out our trend line around the spot, you can see the first, second, and then this became the third touch before pushing out from the zone, right? Good. Now, but then that's just not it. What I'm waiting for now is I can actually map out another trend line first, right? So that's what, so that I can know what I'm waiting for, right? So from this region, you can see first, second, and now we're expecting another touch just around this range. Adjust this a bit first, right? Good. Okay, let me just show you that. So we're expecting another touch around this range. So now it's kind of like clear. All we're waiting for now is maybe a push towards the bottom first, Good. Okay, that's it. That was clean, right? Good. That was clean. Okay, let's just talk in some trades on that. Let's just talk in some more. Thinking on adding some more, but maybe it might still drop down towards this my region here, right? So that's just what I'm expecting. Might drop down towards that region, and then this can just be a stop loss. And then am I expecting? Okay. Let me just add some more again. Let me add some more. It seems like it's pushing towards the top. Okay, that's actually good. That's actually good. So far, so good, right? That's actually cool. So it just has to push towards our region at the top there. But let me just increase my lot size just a bit, right? I want to stock in some trades since it's dropping down again. It only just makes sense, right? It only just makes sense. I'm also trying not to risk too much. I know I'm using unlimited leverage, but I'm also trying to be very, very careful, right? So, okay, so we'll just wait now a little bit and see how this goes. We'll just wait a little bit and see how this goes from here again, right? We'll just wait and see. So far, so good. It's still moving really nice. Still moving. Just add some more again. I didn't want to add, but it's fine. The movement looks very nice, so that's why. But I think that's it. I think that's so we have been over 490 already, over 490, right? So this is moving. Okay, so this is over 500. Okay, so this is what we're having currently, right? So you can see just hit a zone which we mapped out before. You can literally see that, and it's still pushing towards the top. You can just see that hit a zone nicely like that. So we might expect maybe it start crashing again because it's that hit a trend line. It pushed up nicely at first, and then so far so good. We can say that our trend line is still working, right? So I want to leave this trade. I want to leave this trade, but I want to see if he can hit, if he can push towards the top a little bit more. But okay, I'll just leave when he hits 400. It's fine. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I'm actually having about 655 now. 655. Now, so far, so good. My trend line has been very nice. It's been moving very nice. It hits my trend line, it started crashing. This is what we're having currently, right? So you can literally see. Let's just test it to the last time and we'll just be done, right? Let me just plot this stuff out again from this region. You can see that, right? My first touch around this range, second, and then third around this spot. And now what happened? My fourth touch around this spot, right? So I think I can go into this trade, but let me just drop down to my 1 minute time frame. It's cool. 1 minute time frame. Okay, so what I can do now, I just want to storm into some trades first. Let's just talk into some trades first. Now I want us to test it over and over again to see if it's actually cool. So here's our stop loss, and we are looking at around this range. But first, maybe a year, second, and okay, around the spot, maybe our third or something, right? So we'll just wait. I'm thinking on adding some more. I'm thinking on adding some more trades again. Right, I'm even still thinking on adding some more, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool. That's about $13, $13.27 now. Okay, that's right. Okay, that's right. Okay, so this is what we're having currently, right? So we're having over 700 currently, looking very clean, looking very clean. So this is the third time, and the trend line seems to not have failed yet, right? So this is actually clean. This is actually clean. I would actually, okay, let's just leave this trade first. Let's leave the trade first, right? Okay, let's see, maybe 1.3 or so. I'm thinking on just leaving. I'm thinking on just leaving. I'm thinking on it hitting 1.3 at least. Okay, let's just withdraw. So this is what we're having currently. So we were able to cash out about 1.8. Our deposit was 212, and then we just cashed out our entire profit, right? That's about 1.8k again, 1,856, and now we are back to 212, right? Which is actually very clean. Which is actually very clean. And that was actually very, very smooth, guys. So now, if I want to rate our trend line based on this, our first episode of using the major strategies that a lot of forex traders use, I want to give trend lines an 8, right? Now, the reason why I want to give it an 8 is because of the times where it can hit my zone of trend, but then it can crash towards the bottom again to give what we call a rejection candlestick. But because we are not applying any other thing, we're just looking plainly on trend line, not combining any other thing, I would give trend line an 8, right? I would give trend line an 8 because during the process of that crazy retracement towards the bottom, I tend to get into some crazy amount of losses there, right? I think I hit about $60 of losses, right? Straight up like that. I think at the point it hit like 70, I'm not sure, but I can clearly remember that it hit about $60 of red, meaning that it's not exactly it and it's normal, but we can just give it an 8 over 10, right? Which is actually still great. So that if you're new to this YouTube channel, just remember to hit on subscribe button, hit on like button, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any videos I'll be dropping out from this place. So bye from me, guys. I'm Mr. P. Peace.